Good evening, Bill Taylor here on a Monday evening from the KENS 5 Digital Center on a very hot Monday afternoon. I mean, we really soared. You see the highs next to me. 97 here in San Antonio, but a lot hotter in Pearsall and Cotulla with 107s for the high today. Wow. Del Rio 96, Eagle Pass 97, New Braunfels 96, Seguin 94. Now, here's what's fascinating to me. Number one, we should be stopping at 92. I'll check that. It's close. Let me check that right now on the almanac from San Antonio International. Yeah, 92. So the record, 105 from 1942. So back in the early 40s, it was a lot hotter on this day. 105. So that stays in place another year. But here's what is fascinating about this air mass, is how hot it still is at this current hour. Look at the feels like right now. After a high of 107, in Pearsall, it still feels like 106. That's extraordinary. The heat index at 9:17 at night is 101 in Pleasanton, 96 in the city. So that doesn't look too bad when you compare it to what's happening south and southwest. And you can see that little sliver of that almost pink contour color. That's going to take in Divine. Man, I'm telling you, that is incredible to have a 106 heat index at this time of night. Going to Miami, only in the 80s. Good for you, Tammy. Yeah, exactly. Henry, so hot right now. How hot is it? This is one of the my favorites because we're not going to see much of it. It's always hot in Del Rio, right, Brenda? Yep. The comfort index. What this does is show you the next 24 hours and where on the comfort scale we will be living. So you see ideal, most of which is in the cool, dry quadrant. But look at this. All of the plots, hour by hour for the next 24 hours, live in the hot and humid quadrant, and they're trying to get out of there. They're trying like crazy. I want out, right? Like hugging onto the, can I get out? They're trying to crawl over the wall and get out of there. So the 24-hour trend you see, because there's really no change coming tomorrow. Tuesday forecast will call for morning cloud cover until at least 11 a.m. Then we break out to the afternoon sun and hit 100. Couple of things. Number one, the heat index tomorrow will be scorching. We're expecting not 105, well, it could be. But let me show you the heat of the day. This should be about right. About 3 o'clock, 105 to 106 in San Antonio, 110 to 111 to 113. South and west is always going to be the highest. Humidity gets very high east of us. Gonzales could easily go to 110 tomorrow because it's getting hotter every day. Let me show you why. High pressure. High pressure coming from Mexico and growing north. So as it grows, keep in mind that there's a bit of a northwest flow on the outside ridge of the high. So if you remember last week, we were having those storms just about each night because we were living on that outside ridge of the high. And that northwest flow off the, let's say, the upper right part of the ridge. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Right in here. Right in here. Okay? Right in this region, you'll get these small upper level disturbances. And it doesn't take more than a small upper level disturbance to get things started when your dew points are running mid to upper 60s, low 70s, and the high's not completely over top of you. So you're just outside of the influence of that high. So look what happens. Before we show you the next few days, let me show you radar. It gets active on the outer portion of that high. So since it's growing from south to north, it's over San Antonio. We've got the dome of hot air aloft and hot air over top of us. But then you go just outside of it and you see the severe weather that's occurring west of Austin, northwest. So that's going to be near, there's Brady, and this thunderstorm complex near Mason has a severe thunderstorm watch. The yellow shaded counties to tornado watch. So severe thunderstorm warning now west of Kingsland near Mason. And you can also see there's a flash flood advisory there as well. So you see what I mean? Just on the outside of that high's influence is where you're going to still see some action because of that northwest flow and some small upper level disturbances. Those storms will not make it to San Antonio because they'll hit that warm air aloft and they'll disintegrate. And watch what happens with this high in the coming days. It only expands farther north. So now it starts moving very slowly, and that's why it's going to be days of influence. Look, we're into Friday, Saturday midday, and it's starting to really almost center up over Monterey and Brownsville, pretty soon. Big ridge of high pressure, and it's only growing and expanding its coverage. All is well. Brian Sims, what's going on? Sung on the heat for the 10. We're going to break out our all-time, right? We could, the all-time 111. But remember, when we've had the humidity, we won't hit 111. We'll feel like 111, but we'll stay in the upper 90s, low 100s when it's humid like this. You've got to get that dew point down into the 30s to hit 110 and above on air temperature. John, what's going on, John? This drought will be more worse before it's going to be better. Also the heat advisory, exactly, right? Planning on going to SeaWorld Wednesday in the morning. Yeah, that's good, Mercedes. Actually, my girls went to SeaWorld today. Go early. Yeah, just go right when the park opens. Hit some Aquatica by noon, and you'll be in good shape. Larry's saying too hot. Tara, yeah, but still, I'm just saying. Right? So hot, I found out my seatbelt could be used as a branding iron. Exactly. Yeah, it hurts. Hey, with all these clear skies in the afternoon, because we're expecting it again tomorrow, the UV index, look at this, 11.9. This is an extreme UV index. This means that 10 minutes of unprotected skin will burn. So make sure hat, sunglasses, sunscreen, reapply the sunscreen, find shade, and limit your time outdoors around that 2 p.m. hour when it's the peak and we're hitting that 11.9 UV index. I mean, that is really, really high. So please keep that in mind for tomorrow. So a couple of tips I want to share with you that are very important about this heat. If you're outside and you start feeling symptoms of heat exhaustion, that's going to be when you start profusely sweating, but then you start getting a little dizzy. You might start feeling some muscle cramps. We're looking at the column on the left, the heat exhaustion signs. Nausea, there might be some slight vomiting. You start getting pale, clammy skin, a weaker pulse. Okay, it's time to get inside. I mean, heat exhaustion is real because it won't be long before it moves over to heat stroke. You stop sweating. You get a very bad headache. You start running a fever, and it's a high one, 103 plus. There's nausea, there's vomiting, there's hot, dry skin, your heart rate starts going up. That is 911 time. That is a dangerous situation. Heat stroke can be fatal. So please pay close attention to your body. It's designed to give you the warning signs and give you a heads up when this heat is getting too dangerous. So one of the things that was interesting today that we were talking about, Ryan, we being Ryan Shoptaw and I, was putting together a piece about the heat. Look at last year, how early we hit a triple digit. It was May 7th. We were already hitting triple digit heat, already going into heat waves in early May. So the average is June 30th. I'm forecasting a high of 100 tomorrow. So obviously it would be before the average June 30, but well beyond the May 7th at least. So it's a bit more comfortable, if you will, this go around. Some tips for your four-legged family members. Guys, look, if the air temperature is 95, that could mean 140 on concrete and even worse on asphalt because normally it's darker. So here's the test. When you put your palm, and I would put the back of your hand, palm would hurt faster, but put the back of your hand on the pavement, on the concrete or asphalt, and if you can't hold it there for at least 5 seconds without it really bothering you, your pet shouldn't be walking on it. If you can hold it there for 5, 6, now 7 seconds, okay, let's go for a walk. But if you can stay on the grass and you're not going to be on concrete or asphalt, then you can walk them too. But do your best to make sure that, you're taking care of your pets. And cars, we all know this, but it's always a great reminder. 95 outside, 115 within 10 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm in HEB at least 30 minutes. I don't care if I have to just pick up milk and eggs. I'll be in there for a half hour. 130 degrees if it's only 95 outside. We will be hitting 100 this week. So let's count on 120 and 135 for your vehicles inside of 30 minutes. That's extraordinary. And unless you have like super tint and you put your sunshade on, those things do make a huge difference. They will drop these numbers substantially. So make sure you're doing those things to keep your car as cool as possible. Sherry, Elise flies in on Wednesday. Oh, she's going to be like flying back on Thursday. Because look, I'm telling you, this heat's not going to let up. Take her to the pool. Oh, I hope I get to see her. I miss Elise. When is this heat going away? Probably September. Marty, I'm sorry, but you know, this is South Texas summer. Yeah, plenty. Timothy, great advice. I always have it. I mean, we heard today in one of the stories that we did, it was either Ryan or Jeremy Baker, a bottle like this every 30 minutes to an hour. If you're going to be outside, if you're going to be, you know, for like say an hour, 2 hours, then it all goes up. But you should be averaging at least one of these an hour if you're going to be outside. And it's before, like as soon as you wake up, you should be drinking some water this time of year. And some good cold water in the morning, I've heard actually gets organs going well. And it's, you know, I mean, I know, try to watch the caffeine intake, because caffeine, you know, remember it's, so I just saw this video today. I don't know if this is true, but it said that caffeine doesn't necessarily amp you up as much as it slows down what gets tired. Does that make sense? That's kind of what they were saying in this video. They said that it was like an Instagram reel. It said that it blocks the receptors that tell you that you're getting tired. So that's why there's always a crash after coffee. Like when it wears off, you know what I mean? Kind of made sense. But I think caffeine's got some kind of quality of getting your heart rate up for sure. Arthur's driving to San Antonio Saturday. Yeah, it gets hotter by Saturday. I mean, we're going up a degree just about every day. Here's the 7-day rain forecast. Zilch. Maybe 1/10 of an inch near Bandera. That's as far south as any rain gets over the next 7 days. Oh, thank you, John. Absolutely. Yes, continue to pray for Sarah Fergani. Still hospitalized, still in the ICU. Deborah Knapp has been giving us some great updates. She's in contact with Sarah's family. And yeah, please keep praying for Sarah. She's off the ventilator, which is great, but slowly recovering. So please continue to pray for Sarah. Thank you so much, John. Alicia, when will we expect to see some rain chances, tropical showers from the Gulf? Not anytime soon, because that same high pressure dome is going to be shutting down not only, you know, our rain chances, but the tropics as well. It'll stay very, very quiet. And keep in mind, with El Nino expected to really increase over the late summer and into the fall, that'll also slow down hurricane season. That's why it's an average at best to below average season expected with tropical storms and hurricanes. So tomorrow I'm forecasting our first triple-digit day on the 13th. Then midweek we get a degree warmer, let's say hotter, and 103s is where we peak. Friday, Saturday. Let's hope that's where it stops, right? High means dry. Very good, Arthur. Remember, because that high is warm air aloft, and it's what we call the upper level cap when you have what's called a temperature inversion. See, because as you're going up off the Earth's surface, temperature should be cooling the whole way up. Cooler, cooler, cooler all the way. But we're going cooler, 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 and then all of a sudden we hit that temperature inversion and temperatures warm up at a certain layer, usually 10, 15,000 feet up. And when that happens, now you put a lid on convection, you put a lid on showers surviving. Once they move into that kind of an environment, they usually fizzle out. So that's what happens with an upper level cap. High does mean dry. High means hot. Thank you, Denise. It's so special. I appreciate you watching, or were you there? I'm so glad. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a little early, but not by much, Tara. Not by much. You know, like I said, the average is at the end of the month. The average first triple-digit day. Average is 92. We should only be hitting 92 this time of year. But yeah, no chance of rain. So one of the things I really want you to remember, please remember Project Cool. This is where you deliver a box fan to the San Antonio Fire Department, and we take it from there. Our great friends at Catholic Charities, St. Vincent de Paul. In fact, I had a message, I'm just remembering, from my friends at Catholic Charities about what to remember. Since we're having a massive heat wave, can you push that seniors and those with disabilities can get free fans at the Guadalupe Community Center Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. That's at 1801 West Cesar Chavez Boulevard. That's awesome. I'm just going to reply real quick. If you need a fan, like you say, you can go down to the GCC, the Guadalupe Community Center, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. Business hours. 8:30 to 5 is when you can get a free fan if you're a senior or anyone with a disability. Very good. So yeah, please keep that in mind, okay? Because it's obviously a heat wave. Remember, 5 degrees above average for 5 days in a row is a heat wave. And so today's 97, right on it. That's 5 degrees on the nose. And then tomorrow and the rest of the week, obviously 2, 3, 4, 5, we should be well into a heat wave that'll last through the weekend. All right. Time to get ready for Ken's 5 News at 10. I hope y'all can join us. It's going to be a great show. I just got this feeling. I got a feeling. And I hope all of you have a wonderful night. God bless you all. Have an incredible Tuesday. And hydrate. Not the Powerades, not the Gatorades. Electrolytes are important, but make sure that you are hydrating with H2O. Doesn't get better than water. Love y'all.